This link is only for Tiger, so please don't click it. If you click it, I won't let you up. In other news around the world, a baby elephant was rescued from the lions by water buffaloes. Alright, we'll just chit chat with Tiger and we'll do a giveaway. How's that sound? We'll do a pop-up giveaway. There it goes. Hello, Tiger.
What's up?
Oh, nothing. Just getting my stream interrupted. What's going on? Oh, where'd you go? You couldn't leave. You popped off. Pop back up here, girl. Firefly says, hiya. There we go. I'm playing the disappearing act on me.
I have to get rid of YouTube. So I don't echo.
Yeah.
And I accidentally got rid of the wrong one.
Oh
it's been a hell of a night.
Has it? What'd you get into?
I went on a chat earlier, and I popped. Okay, number one, just so you know, there's a lot of people in there that don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
But the creator does. We're friends. So I popped up because nobody else was. Oh my god. I keep hearing myself distractingly saying. So anyway, I get on this chat, and immediately after I get on it, somebody that I know has talked smack on me pops up. So then I'm like, okay, I can be a bitch, or I can just like write it out, which is what I did because it's not my channel.
Yeah.
But the whole time I was like, oh my god, get me off here. I finally bounced and told, oops, I got kicked. And then I came over here and all this.
Oh my gosh, I'm reading the chat. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
I said
I'm still cooking.
It's alright. Are you can you see the chat at all?
I can because I have it on my computer.
I said I was gonna do a giveaway and my husband says I'm giving him away. And Dragon says Jess is giving away memberships to Barrett's OnlyFans. You can choose between 5 videos such as him boy scoot boogieing in the boxers or oil wrestling in a hog buttless chaps.
Oh, so Firefly, am I echoing?
It's my fault. I gotta go into my audio. Thank you, Firefly. Okay. Because when
oh god, that's so much better.
Yeah, it's me. It's because I forget when I do the music, I have to have the echo on. So
right.
The radio. So I can use my speakers. And then when I have somebody on the panel, I have to turn that echo cancellation off.
Okay.
And I always forget.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, God, I can keep hearing myself. I just don't want to.
You can hear yourself through my speakers. That's why. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I hate being in situations like that on YouTube. That's why I rarely get on anybody's panel anymore. I'm like, yeah, no.
It was so uncomfortable, and like normally I wouldn't have even went up, but I kind of felt bad because she kept asking if anybody was going to come up, and nobody would, and I'm like, hey, I'll come up. It's cool. Because she's cool. I like her.
Yep, that's usually
But
the situations I
and
get.
then of course, right after I come up, somebody who I know, I absolutely know 120% has talked smack on me, decides to come up, and I'm like, he's like, hey, what's up? I'm like, yeah, I'm not even gonna acknowledge you.
Yep. And that's usually the situations I get myself into because I feel bad. I'm like, oh, they're on the panel all by themselves. I keep asking for someone to come up. And then I feel bad and I go up and I'm like, oh my God.
Right. I was trying, like, she is totally cool, so I was trying to be cool too, but and I was cool on her chat, but yeah, the person that came up didn't have a lot to say, which is a good thing for him. For him, not me, because it would have taken just a second for me to go into uncharted territories.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
They're asking in the chat whose channel.
I'm not telling. Because I actually like her. She's really cool. She is really cool. And a lot of people know who she is, so I'm not going to say.
Yeah. What are you cooking?
Sloppy Joes.
Ooh.
Girl, I'm being easy peasy tonight.
We were too.
My husband has to leave for work at 9, and I'm feeding him at 20 till.
Oh, wow. You're cutting it.
Well, he was sleeping, so
yeah,
he's up now. He'll be all right.
We had a super simple meal, too. We just did, like, those cheesy sausages.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. But that was at, like, I think 4 o'clock. Now I'm starving again.
Yeah, I'll eventually eat. I'm not hungry yet, so I've been trying to do intermittent fasting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I used to be on keto like you are. Girl, I lost so much weight too.
Yeah.
And then all it takes is a minute, y'all, to get off that stuff, and it's so hard to get back on it. It is so hard to get back on keto once you quit.
Yeah, Barrett struggled. He's been on and off for a long time now. And his kidneys have been hurting. He had kidney cancer a couple years ago.
Oh, shoot.
And he had to have like 1/3 of his kidney removed. It was pretty scary. And he went strict keto, lost all that weight, got rid of all the cancer and everything, and he thinks it might be back. So now he's going strict again.
Right.
He actually started this morning, so.
What you need, babe?
I had barbecue sandwiches myself. That sounds really good too, Dragon. Moonlight says I do intermittent fasting. I do intermittent fasting too. I do intermittent fasting every day though. Mostly.
Yeah, I used to, like when I did keto, like I was never hungry anyway on keto. Like literally people had to remind me to eat, you guys.
I think the biggest thing on keto is like you really have to have like snacks or like sweets and stuff.
Right.
And like I've always got like chocolate chip cookies or pumpkin cheesecake or something.
Yep. Girl, I used to make like keto Reese's peanut butter cups and coconut balls and stuff like that. Yeah. That's really it, because like I think it's because you've cut all the carbs out. Your body is, because it's used to them. Mm-hmm. It's just craving sugar nonstop. so you have to full it to get back into it.
Yep.
But it's so much work. It is. Like you got to be cooking all the time
Yep. That's all I
or
do.
making some. You have to prepare everything
Yep. That's all I
ahead
do.
of time.
Cook day and night. That's all I do.
Yes, ma'am. I'm telling you, and that's why. Oh, it's just not fitting into my life. That's why it's so hard right now. It's just not fitting back into my life. Like I have so much going on between the garden and the chickens and work, and we're trying to get another vehicle because the Jeep is not doing well.
Yeah.
It's just and I know it's all excuses, and I could really do it if I wanted to.
That's why I do a lot of
So,
large batch cooking. If I make waffles or pancakes, I'm doing like triple the amount, so I don't have to cook them again for a couple of months.
right. See, I tried doing that with pancakes, but they don't taste as good, I don't think, unless they're fresh made.
I don't mind them. I found like I don't like them if I don't blend them up. Like I have to use the magic bullet to blend it the almond flour really fine. But
Right,
if I don't blend it, then it doesn't taste right.
right.
I guess
Well,
it's a
you look so good tonight.
oh, thank you. I went to the Dollar Tree the other day and I got this lipstick and I thought it was really cool. It was like a matte lipstick.
It looks good on you.
Thank you. Well, I didn't know it was like a stain. So it like stains your lips. It's been on for like
Oh
2 days.
my gosh.
I
See, I can't wear stuff like that. I'm old, so
Dragon says meal prep for a week would help.
Yeah, I don't know. I go through phases. That's not my phase right now. I'm all about the garden.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, so he started the keto thing this morning and he wasn't expecting it. I made him drink the apple cider vinegar this morning.
Oh,
And yeah, he wasn't
I've been trying to get back into that. It's horrible till you get used to it.
So he did that. And then I do oil pulling with my coconut oil every
I
morning.
can't do that. It
And
makes me gag.
yeah, he was in the kitchen. I'm just like, let it melt in your mouth. Don't do anything. Just let it melt in your mouth first. And then I'm like, okay, now that it's melted, swish it back and forth through your teeth. And he's like,
But that's me. Like maybe if it was already melted, I was thinking about this the other day. Maybe if it was already melted when I put it in my mouth, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But waiting for it to melt just makes me gag. Like I can't.
I feel like it's a lot like the apple cider vinegar. Like once you get used to it, it'll be all right.
Right.
But
Maybe, I don't know, but how do you get used to something that makes you gag? There's got to be a go around. So I'm thinking maybe if I just melt it first and then put it in my mouth,
yeah,
it'll be different.
I don't know. I've been doing it so long. I remember though when I first started it, I was the same way. I gagged.
Girl, I put it in my mouth and I'm waiting for it to like, because coconut oil melts really quick, but it don't melt quick enough. I'm like, ugh.
Oh my god. I love watching him do stuff like that. It makes me laugh so hard.
See, I could be really hateful and say, "Oh yeah, you're just laughing at somebody," but yeah, I would do the same thing.
I have a horrible, horrible sense of humor. I always have.
Oh,
Like
girl, my sense of humor is so sarcastic. It's insane.
I remember my grandma, she wasn't very old at the time. She was like in her 40s, but she had a bedroom upstairs and the steps were real small, but they were really steep. And we had those like strips on them so you wouldn't fall. Well,
Right?
she was wearing socks and it caught her sock and tripped her anyway. And she literally tossed over feet overhead all the way down the
Oh my God.
and I couldn't do anything but laugh. I laughed so hard I was crying. And she's like, "You're so evil. You're so mean." I was like 13. And I was like, I can't help it. I can't stop laughing. I was like, it's either I laugh or I cry, and I choose to laugh.
Girl, I would have been the same way. I actually got told that I was evil because stuff like that is funny to me.
Yeah.
Like, if it happened to me, I would expect someone else to laugh. So, why do you think everybody, when you fall, you look up to see who's watching? Even when you know nobody's watching. So, what are you giving away tonight?
Oh yeah, let's do the giveaway. I forgot about that. Well, I got a shipment from Peanuts Pepper. Did you see that live?
I didn't.
Okay, so Peanuts Pepper, he grows all of his own peppers, and he makes his own pepper sauce. He does seasonings, he does jellies, he does all kinds of stuff.
Sounds good.
So he sent me a huge shipment so I could get his product out to everybody to try. And oh God, my hip just I bent over and my hip locked up. Okay, hold on a second.
Peanuts Pepper.
Peanuts Pepper.
Okay.
S's on both ends. This box is massive that he sent out. Let's do, I don't know. Let's just do we'll do the spices tonight. This giveaway will be like drug out throughout the months. But I'll do like 3 spices tonight so we can do 3 duck races.
Awesome.
But this is, let's see, we've got 2X seasoning. I need to switch over to my StreamYard because I can't see. But this is the 2X seasoning. This is the triple X seasoning. And I believe, I don't know what this one is. This is a mystery one. So somebody's going to have to be ballsy to get this one because it was marked wrong. It's either a 1X or a 2X. Not sure.
Awesome. You couldn't eat both of them.
Oh my gosh, Dragon, you're being bad tonight. Mooney says I have a tendency to be sarcastic too. Moonlight, you've been around Dragon too long.
Moonlight needs to come. What's that called? Whenever you jump out of a plane?
Like skydiving?
Yes. She needs to come skydiving with me this fall.
Have you been skydiving?
No, but I'm going this fall.
Good luck.
Well, if I don't have good luck, you won't hear from me again.
That's true. I didn't mean it that
way. Me and In Between Prepping are going skydiving in Texas.
In Texas?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
But I'm excited.
The reason I say good luck is because I've been skydiving. And
Did you like it?
A couple days later.
Girl, I cannot wait. I've been wanting to do this like forever.
So I went to a place that's called Lost Prairies in Montana.
Right.
And obviously you have to be strapped to an instructor.
Yeah, it's a tandem the first time.
You don't have a choice. When they're ready to jump, you jump. You don't have a choice.
That's what I want because I'm not sure otherwise that I would jump.
Yeah. Well, all I remember is flying through the air and trying to throw up, and I couldn't throw up because my mouth was open. The air was flying down my throat, and I was trying not to gag. And finally, when I landed, I puked everywhere, and then I peed myself. So, yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, I hope I don't do all that.
That was hundreds of people.
I see.
And then,
did you get video of it?
No. This is like,
What?
we didn't even have cell phones and stuff back then. Like,
Oh, okay.
Pretty remote up in the mountains too.
Girl, I cannot wait. I've been wanting to do this forever, but nobody will do it with me. Well, then me and Nikki got to talking in between prepping, and she's like, "Oh, I want to do it too." So we're gonna do it. We are gonna do it because I could do it up here, but nobody wants to go with me. There's no fun in that.
Yeah.
Firefly, yes. Don't say heck no. Yes.
My friends were just so awesome when I went skydiving. They have like whole concession stands and food and beer stands, and it's like a big, huge party. Well, my friends, like I said, were so amazing. They felt bad that I threw up, so they went and ordered me some mountain oysters, which I had no idea
my God.
what they were, and beer. So I'm chugging my beer and eating my mountain oysters, thinking they're
probably needed the beer.
the best things ever until they told me what they were. And then
Oh my
God, they were, I chucked again. So, like, great.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
Girl, I just can't wait. And we are seriously going to live stream it if we can.
I was going to say, you better record it.
We're going to
stream it.
One of us, I have a what is that? A thing? GoPro.
The GoPro, yeah.
I have a GoPro, but we got it from somebody else, so I have to see if I can break into it because they didn't give us their info, and I don't know. If I can't, we'll work something else out. But I am so pumped to go do that. Like, I don't think I'll be sick or anything. Like, I wanted to go ziplining maybe like 8 years ago. And me and my best friend talked the guys into going. Girl, this is so funny. Oh my God. So my husband, he's like, okay, he'll do it. But then he makes sure he's the last one going into the room, right? Because he wants to be last. But guess what?
What? When
we went up to go ziplining, he was the first one. So he had to go first. And after he went, everybody's like, our two friends are like, "Are you going to be all right?" I'm like, "Girl, he just made it, so I know I will." And it was so fun. So, poor guy, he really wanted to go last, and then he ended up being first. And he did amazing. And we've been ziplining a couple times since then.
I can't do it anymore. I can't do crazy stuff like that anymore. I'm good.
Oh my God. Girl, please. You're way younger than me. What the hell?
I've lived a crazy, dangerous life. I'm good. I lived enough danger.
Yeah. I lived lots of danger before this. Now this is just fun.
Okay. Anybody in the chat, if you want to be in the duck race, please put a 1 in. And I will put your name in. Last in, first out.
Yep. I put my 1 in. Y'all better get in there. Slackers.
I've got you in there. I've got Dragon. I got Mooney. I got Firefly. And I have Brian. If I have missed anybody, please put your 1 in there. Let's see.
Oh, you're so sweet, Dragon's Talon.
What did he do? What did he say?
I'll enter the race, but if I win, it goes to Mooney.
Aww. So sweet. All right, I think I've got everybody. We have 3 winnings, so if I miss you, then you can just get in on the next one. Can you see? Oh, I thought I shared my screen. I did.
You did.
Okay. YouTube, like my side of YouTube is taking so long for some reason. Okay. All right, let's start this race somehow. I forgot how to start it.
Well, you better figure it out because I have no clue.
Okay, there we go. I got it. And I'm going to turn the music down so we can still talk. Okay, here we go. You ready? Set.
Let's go.
I set it for 10 minutes. So,
does that mean it's going to go for 10 minutes?
Yeah. I can set it for as long as I want. I could do like a 4-hour race.
Oh my God.
I know.
Look at me. I'm out there. Woo woo.
You're a Dracula duck. Or no, yeah, that's you. Dragon's got a mohawk, a green mohawk.
Right? And pass me up.
Yep.
The hell?
Mooney's super duck. Firefly's I think that's a dinosaur. Maybe a tadpole. I don't know. And then Brian's just a regular duck. It was so funny. Me and Jazz went into Rural King the other day, and we had to get feed for the animals, but we were looking at all the ducks and the chickens and stuff, and there were all yellow ducks in this one bin, and then there was this one black duck, and the black duck was like the smallest and the only one that was black in there, and the other ducks started picking on it, and Jazz was like, no, you leave him alone. She was like freaking out, and I was like, what do you expect? It's the ugly duckling. And she's like, no, Mom, that's mean.
And did you buy it?
No. Heck no, they want you to buy at least like 7 at a time now, and they and they raised the prices to ducks are like $5.88.
I heard.
And you gotta freaking buy 7 of them at a time. I'm like, no. It's crazy. They never used to be like that. I thought I quieted you guys. Why are you clacking?
Because they're ducks.
Because they're ducks. Dragon
okay, Brian, I'm going to need you to step back. And the rest of you, too. Get the hell back.
Dragon.
Y'all messing with my mojo here.
Dragon said that Tiger is Count Quackula.
Where's this dragon duck at?
Dragon's the mohawk.
So that's what dragon looks like.
Well, I got fangs, apparently.
Mooney says, I love Rural King. I do, too.
Dragon, that hair fits you just perfect.
I should have put your name on there just to see what duck you'd get.
I thought you was giving me away.
No, I'm not giving you away. Get back in the living room where you belong.
Yeah, mine just left for work. He's like, he tries not to say anything when I'm on a live or I am live when he comes in. So I had to mute for just a second because out of respect for him. So he's like, nope, I'm not doing it. Even though he don't even know. Like he's met people. We went to the meetup last year with Hutch and them guys.
Yeah.
We were there. So he's met people, but he's still, nope, that's not my thing.
Barrett was like that. He's gotten used to it though.
What?
Being on camera and talking.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone.
I think Chris actually came on one of my lives, but he was a little intoxicated. So he probably doesn't even remember it. I don't know. Or he was drunk enough he didn't care anyway.
Yeah. Mooney's like, yeah, Dragon, we don't know what you look like. It was funny when I first started doing YouTube. I told Barrett to go out and record a video, and it was so funny. It was a video on like the cherry tree, and the cherries were ready to be picked and harvested.
I think I remember that.
And he like, that was so long ago, but he went out there and he was like talking like, I don't know, like he was telling a story to kids or something. And I'm like, be natural, just talk like your normal self.
Yeah.
He tried and tried, he couldn't. Like every time he tried to record something, he just like talked like he was telling everybody a story. I'm like, you're so funny.
You know what though? It's like, I give you all props. It's really hard when you're all by yourself to carry a live stream.
It is. It is hard.
Because everybody doesn't understand it takes you like forever to see any message they put up.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like hanging there trying to talk to people, but you have no idea that they've even said anything to you yet. So it's hard. It's way easier if you have somebody else up with you.
I agree. And I do. I'm like, okay, you guys, I don't have anything else to say. So
right? Girl, the last time I was live? I don't know, a live or two ago. I was like, okay, so what's everybody doing? And then I'm like hanging there waiting for somebody to say something. And finally Nikki came up and she took pity on me. It's like, I do way better if somebody's there to talk to. Mm-hmm. Like, I still talk to the chat, but I don't know. I'm not good with that dead silent stuff. Like, I feel
awkward.
Stupid.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Weird. This is definitely weird. That's why I don't like, unless, like, I'm not the type of person just to sit in front of the computer and live stream and talk. I have to be up doing something, cooking something.
Right.
And just like sitting here staring at my face is just weird. I can't do it.
I agree with you. That's why you always turn your camera off.
Yeah, I don't like looking at myself. If somebody else...
I try to do the same thing, but then I feel guilty because everybody can't see me.
I don't care. I'm like, if somebody wants to get up here and talk with me, I'll turn my camera on. That's like my incentive to get somebody up here singing or talking with me. But
I'm not going to ever sing up here because I don't want people's ears to bleed.
Oh, I'm sure I've made a few bleed. I don't care. I have fun.
I do too. I love your live streams though. You know, like tonight I was in that bad place dealing with that stuff, which I went up for a good reason. Yeah. And I was polite, which is really hard for me. Just y'all don't know me, so I'm ready to blast 100% all the time. But I was not my live stream, so
I know.
You know, I'm respecting somebody else's house. So then I came over here and it's like, video has been, I'm like, what the fuck? No, I need this right now.
Whatever, Dragon Quasimodo. You're so full of it. He's describing himself to Mooney as Quasimodo.
Whatever.
Mooney says, I hate being on the camera. I don't mind as long as someone's up here talking to me.
Yeah, same with me. Like, I don't care as long as I'm not all by myself. Like, it's different when you hear somebody talking to you than looking at the screen and waiting for somebody to talk to you. I'm more awkward
like, I would rather live stream any day than to record a video. I'm more awkward in a video than I am live.
Oh yeah, I most of mine are live streams. And actually, okay, if you don't want me to say this, let me know. It's about my live stream coming up.
I don't care. Go ahead.
Okay. So, well, I gave you the option because some people don't like you to put your stuff out there. But Thursday, I am going to be making mozzarella cheese from powdered milk.
Yeah.
So, yay, I'm excited. I actually, listen, I was gonna make mozzarella. What the hell is that?
You just won?
I won?
Yep, you just won.
Yay, me!
Congratulations.
No, I'm kidding.
All right, you get a choice. You want 2x seasoning? You want the 3x seasoning, or do you want the miscellaneous one?
I want the miscellaneous.
Oh my god. You guys,
Thank you, dragons.
I just shook that and pepper seasoning went in my throat.
Oh, was that the miscellaneous? Because that changed my mind.
No, I don't even know which one I shook.
I'm just playing. Go with the miscellaneous. I'll be surprised.
I'm so glad. I think.
Girl, I have like 50 pepper plants.
Well, this is just
in my house right now.
Well, this is just seasoning he made from his own pepper.
Well, you make that from peppers.
Yep. So you can try to figure out what he has in his seasoning. Oh my god, my nose is burning.
She's gonna be sneezing in a minute, y'all.
So I just need you to email me your address.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. All right. Well, Tiger's a winner. Congrats.
Woo, woo.
Dang, I gotta remember not to shake that stuff. Good Lord.
Apparently. I'm not sure I want to open it up.
Oh my gosh. Oops. I want to start over.
Okay, I won't even enter this time, y'all.
Okay.
I already won, so.
So we'll take Tiger's name out and we'll put Barrett's name in there just for fun. If he wins, he don't win though. Oops. What happened? Okay. Anybody else that I don't think anybody else is in here.
Everybody else left because there's no music.
I know. Bummer.
That's all right, though. I love your live streams. They cheer me up.
Well, thank you. The funny thing about that is they cheer me up too. Is that weird?
It's not weird. I was actually telling somebody earlier, I really wanted to go live tonight, but no, I'm not going in again, dragons. It's all y'all now. Here y'all go. Woo woo.
Yeah, I probably will wake up with clear sinuses now.
Oh yeah, some capsaicin. That's good for your sinuses.
Barrett, you got your glasses on, your duck. That's funny.
That is so funny.
Dragon is a dinosaur now. He's roaring in the chat.
I've seen that. You know what, though? That was a really quick last 10 minutes.
I know. That's because we were talking and having fun.
I know. I love it.
Oh, fun.
Girl,
Here.
did I tell you we've been eating the cream cheese that I canned off of your video? It's been over a year and it's still good. Just so y'all know. Do that shit.
love it. And you know you can do your keto cream cheesecake with that. Just saying.
I might have to check that out. I don't have a really good cream cheesecake, though.
Oh,
You might need to send me one.
I know. I keep telling everybody I'm going to do it. I need to do the pumpkin cheesecake one.
Oh my God.
It's so good.
Yes, you do.
But the problem is when I make stuff like that, I can't stop eating it. I will eat it until it's gone. It's so good.
But it's keto.
I know.
How many grams of carbs does it have?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm like bad because I've been keto so long. I'm at the weight that I'm happy with. So I don't track my macros, my calories, or anything like that.
Okay.
Anymore.
Oh my God, when I first started keto, I was so fanatical, y'all. It's like, I'm not eating that because, oh my God, y'all, one piece of bread will mess your life up.
Yep. Yeah,
It's insane.
It's a cheesecake. It's just keto style. Yeah. I would be scared to death to try to go off keto now. I'd probably have a heart attack from eating sugars or carbs because my body's so used to not having them.
Oh my God. So like last night, I don't know what the hell was going on with me. So I have high blood pressure, just so you know. But last night, like my well, I'm not going to say it was my heart because I don't know. But my chest was hurting. And so I went to bed and everything and it was still hurting but I don't know. I think it was like gas. I think I had like gas build up from whatever I ate that day. I don't even remember what it was. But listen, y'all, I'm not young. So I think about those things I'm like, oh my God, is that my heart? Which makes you stress out even more and then you can't sleep. But so finally I'm just like, you know what? It's just gas. I'm going to sleep. And I did. And guess what? I lived, obviously. But I don't know. The older you get, the more you think about stuff like that. So
I don't know. I'm constantly thinking about stuff like that. And I have a really bad thing for like cabbage and sausage, like cooked in butter, like lots of butter.
right?
I can't stop eating the cabbage. Like I will eat it until it's gone. Like it's so bad. And
See,
then
I'm not. Oh, cabbage. I don't know. I don't like cooked cabbage. I'll eat raw cabbage all day long.
But I'll eat so much of it. My stomach hurts so bad. I have so much gas built in there. It feels like I'm getting stabbed by a knife. And then I'm like, why? What's going on? Oh
right? I think that's what I think happened to me yesterday. I think I just overate.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a gas build up, but I don't know. I'm still alive, so it obviously. You don't have a heart attack for hours, y'all, just so you know. I mean, I'm in the medical profession. I know this. And that's what I finally had to tell myself. This has been going on for like half an hour. You're not dying. Go to sleep.
Did you ever, since you're in the medical profession, did you ever make yourself cough?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Because in case anybody doesn't know, if you're having a heart attack, if you cough hard,
the kids watch,
that will keep your heart from not beating. It'll make your heart keep beating. So that is an actual thing. Just keep coughing. If you think you're having a heart attack, I'm just saying.
I can't listen to you and her at the same time. Now what?
That cartoon, that show for kids in the mornings and stuff. It's the green dinosaur.
I don't know. What are you watching cartoons in the morning for? A green dinosaur.
Yeah, I can't think. I'll look the name up.
You'll
That
have to
looks
look
like
it
a
up.
dragon. He's in disguise.
I don't know which cartoon you're talking about.
I don't watch cartoons. My kids are grown.
Dinosaur that bounces around and stuff for
I have
kids.
no idea. The only dinosaur I know is Barney, and
Barney. That's
I
Barney.
know.
oh my God!
Barney's not green. He's purple.
Well, he changed his collar.
Oh, that's why he's in disguise. Oh my God!
He's not
That's
a
so
dragon.
funny.
He's a green.
It kind of looks like a tadpole.
No.
No.
No. He looks like, oh my God. Like, I don't even know what. He looks like one of those blow up things that you punch around.
That or one of his Mario Brother games where
There you go.
Yeah.
He does look like a Mario Brother thing.
eat those things and spit them out.
I think Brian's duck's eye is flipping out. And Dragon says, I feel sorry for Barrett because I can see Jess doing some Dutch ovens when she has gas. He has no idea.
Oh my God. Did you see what Dragon's Talon put? I love you. You love me. Won't you slide on my machete? I love it.
We don't call them Dutch ovens. We call them parachutes, Dragon. Oh, my Lanta. My belly hurts from laughing.
Oh my God. I love it. Yay.
No, let me tell you. So when me and Barrett first got together, like, he didn't even know I did the number 2 or I farted or anything. I like hid that for like 2 years. And then
Girl, your stomach hurt.
one year his family decides to come here for Christmas.
Oh my God.
And they like literally are sitting on my lap ripping it. Or like, what do they call that?
That's my niece and nephew.
I don't care. That's gross. What do they call it? They crop dusted me. I'm like cooking in the kitchen and somebody walks by and all of a sudden I'm like, what? Like, what the hell is that? And like his whole family's like that. And then he like wonders why I do it to him now. I'm like, this is all those years of hell you guys put me through.
So I just want you to know, as a medical professional, y'all, better out than in.
Oh my God.
It will kill you. I actually had a nursing instructor that told the class, not just me, if you don't poopy, you die.
Well, it might be better out than in, but it kills everybody else around you.
Well, hey, that's just more food for you if they all die.
Oh my gosh. It was so funny. I was watching I don't even remember what I was watching. Mooney won. Congratulations, Mooney.
Woohoo!
I was watching something.
Yay, Mooney!
And they were talking about if you keep your toothbrushes in the bathroom on the sink and you don't keep a cover on it and you use the bathroom or anybody uses the bathroom, like the poop particles hit your toothbrush. Did you know that?
Yeah, because when you flush, all that goes up into the air. It's aerosolized.
So disgusting.
I did know that.
Okay, Mooney, you gotta tell me which one you want.
Woo woo, Mooney.
You got the choice between 2X or 3X.
Just a minute, she's in shock. Oh my God, I have hiccups.
All right, and just so everybody knows, whoever wins tonight, these will not be going out until Monday the 6th.
I'm good with that. Who is sorry, who's this by? Pepper.
Oh, it's Peanuts Peppers.
Peanuts Peppers. I need to write that down.
Here, I'll put it.
So do they have a website?
I don't think he has a website. He does sell locally in stores around Louisiana where he lives, but
Okay.
I believe he just sells them off his YouTube channel, like through email.
Moonlight, 2X's, 2 times strong. That's why I got the mystery might not have been a good idea, but I'm just saying.
Well, it's not like the extra hot one, because the extra hot one is like red. It's like deep red.
Okay.
It just means like each X is hotter and hotter. Like one
Right.
X is like medium, 2 X's is, or wait, 1 X is like not hot, and 2 X
Mild.
is mild, and then 3 X is like really hot. Mooney was deceitful. She was wearing her running clothes on under her nightcap and pajamas. Okay, Mooney wants the 2X. All right, we got 3X left. So
Woo-woo.
let's do that.
Who's brave? Who's brave for that last race?
I don't know if I should edit the list or just keep everybody on it, and whoever gets it, they can decide if they want to pass or gift it to somebody or whatever. You're welcome. And that's all I'll do. I'll just leave everybody's name on there, and if they don't want it, they can gift it to somebody else or whatever.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh, Brian's an old lady this time.
Oh my God.
Firefly is a panda. Mooney's a doctor. Dragon's I don't know what that is. A king, maybe? And Barrett's green this time.
This is so awesome.
I wonder what it will be.
So have you started any seeds yet, Jess?
Actually, me and Jocelyn did the other day. I had all my seeds that I needed to cold stratify in the fridge. So we just dumped them all out in containers and got those going. And then earlier today, I was cleaning my office and getting all my seeds out so I can get them ready.
Awesome.
Just tell them how you poop once a month. Firefly.
So I'm gonna take it somewhere else. Oh my God. So like I have 32. I have like 50 pepper plants started.
Are they all hot?
No.
Okay. Well, that's not bad then.
No, I have banana peppers and bell peppers up in that mix too. So, but I also have Anaheim and poblanos, which are kind of on the mild side. But I have cayennes, yay, jalapenos, which are, you know what jalapenos are, right? Like the jalapenos without the heat, and habaneros, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been separating. Oh my God, girl, So listen, when I started my seeds, y'all, I like put them all in a 2.5 inch square thing, planter cup, whatever you want to call it. And just the smaller the seed, the more liberal apparently I was with them. So I have 598 dill plants. Not really, but oh my God, it feels like it. And I don't need that many. But listen, so whenever you plant stuff, do you feel guilty when you have to kill one? Because I'm like, oh my God, what if that's the one that was going to really produce?
Yeah, but I try not to kill any. I just keep them all.
I do too.
Selfish.
Like I literally potted up. I separated out dill and potted them up. So many, like 8 of each variety. And then I took the rest and I put them in water. I'm like, no, because I'll use these somewhere else. I just cannot kill my plants. And they're doing so good. Like, I think this is going to be a really good gardening year, y'all. Better get it on.
Right? I think
this might be our last gardening year. This is going to be good. Yeah. I've never ever had all my stuff sprout like this ever. Like, oh my God. I had to buy, I literally put an order in today for 2 more grow lights. I just have so much stuff sprouting. My basil, my thyme, my oregano has not come up yet. I'm really
jealous.
But I have oregano outside that comes back every year. So, but girl, look at this. Oh my God. Like I literally have right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grow lights going.
Jeez.
So let me see if I can do this. I don't know if I can. How do I change my camera?
You should see the 3 dots. If you click on the 3 dots, it should
where it says more.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should say camera. And click on the camera.
Settings, camera. Okay. Hey.
It'll say front and back.
Yeah. It's been a minute. Okay. So look at all this. Jeez. Like, see, there's dill. That's others. Oh, wow. I got a new one up. Okay. Never mind. All peppers.
Nice. They look really
That's
good.
all peppers. And then I've got celery and peppers and flowers and medicinal herbs and all this stuff.
What state are you in?
Missouri.
Okay. So
I think we're the same growth thing.
Really? What zone are you in?
6B.
I'm in 6A.
Okay.
Close.
Almost, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I got, oh my God, all that stuff going on.
Oh my God, you're making.
And I didn't even show you my onions up top.
I gotta get my butt in gear. You're getting me anxious.
Girl, I just, like the weather has been off and on warm.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so ready for spring.
Yeah.
I am not a winter person, just so y'all know. Like, I know winter needs to happen to kill the bugs. That's the only reason I tolerate it. I'm just saying. But I'm spring, summer, fall. Winter, okay, I got to deal with it.
Yeah.
But winter wouldn't happen, or spring wasn't happening fast enough for me. So I started looking up, well, when do I need to start? And I've always had problems with peppers.
Yeah.
So then I'm on these sites that say, oh, for this zone, my zone, you need to start peppers now. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I started them. And they are doing so good. Like last year, all my peppers by time they started actually producing, it was getting cold.
Oh, wow.
So now my peppers they've got a hell of a jump start, and which is what I need,
Yeah.
apparently. So they're gonna do good this year. I think this is gonna be an amazing garden season if you're prepared for it. So everybody get prepared for it, because
Yeah.
this might be our last chance.
Your peppers look amazing. No, you didn't miss anything. We're just doing a duck race now since I got cut off. And no, I didn't get affected by the chemical release, at least not yet, anyway.
Where are you at?
I'm in Ohio.
Oh my God. I thought you were like on the West Coast.
Uh-uh.
So are you south of that?
No, I'm north of the still.
Oh my God, girl. Do you have a high tunnel or anything?
I have a greenhouse,
That'll work.
but the roof is still being fixed on. So that's
Girl,
why
that's scary.
I haven't started the siege yet, because I'm waiting for the roof to be repaired.
That is so scary because, yeah, are you even going to be able to garden this year?
I don't know. I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be, because we're way north of them, so I'm hoping.
Well, I hope the what is that called? The jet stream doesn't come visit you with that shit.
Yeah, me too. But I was told that there was another one in Michigan. So I don't know.
There was. Yep. I can't remember all of them. I know there was Arizona, Michigan, Ohio, which was the worst. Where else? I can't even remember all of them. There was like 5 or 6 train derailments. Woot woot! Who won?
Dragon, you won.
Hey, Dragon! Yay!
He says the chemicals are traveling south through the waterways into Kentucky. Ugh,
Yep, they are. They're going straight down the Ohio River into the Mississippi. And guess what the Mississippi flows into? The ocean. So, what better way to pollute everything?
Oh, there was one in South Carolina too.
Yes, there was. South Carolina was one. It's all been crazy. Like, they're just destroying all of our food sources. They're trying to keep us from being able to plant and raise things, y'all.
No, Dragon. You either got to gift it to somebody else, or we do another race. You choose.
Hey, Dragon, she already won one. I think this one's on you. You get the 3X.
Yeah, Dragon should try it, and he should make a video and let me see how it tastes.
Yes.
Gift it to Firefly then. All right.
Chicken.
Firefly, I hope you like spicy.
See what they did to you, Firefly?
You got the hottest one out of the bunch. I won't shake it.
That we know of. God only knows what I'm getting, but I'm all right with that.
You'll have to let us know.
Oh, I will.
Do you like spicy stuff for your husband?
I like it more than he does.
Yeah.
Like, I lived in southern Mississippi, right on the Gulf, and we ate like what they do in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Girl, the first time when I first moved down there, the very first time I ever had jambalaya, woo! I thought I needed a fire extinguisher.
Yep.
I'm not playing. Those guys do not play with their spice,
Nope.
but you get used to it. So Chris, not so much.
I don't. I never did get used to it. I'm good. I moved to Louisiana to Lake Charles area. Oh, I think I was like 22. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Right? Yeah, I've actually told people I like the lining of my mouth.
Right? Well, and that's the thing. Like, I can't even handle hot, like black pepper. It's spicy to me. And
Black pepper?
yeah, and I'm like a disappointment to my family because I have Hispanics in my family and I have Indians in my family. So, yeah, from Mexico and New Mexico, they're used to eating all that hot, spicy food, and they're like, "What's wrong with you? This is why we found you in a trash can."
Yeah, I can deal with some spice, but I promise you, if it's too spicy, I'm gonna be real light on that shit.
Nope, I'm good. I can't do it. I'll cry. I will bawl my eyes out if that spice gets in my mouth.
Yeah, Chris isn't a big spice eater, but he tries to pretend that he is because, he's got to outdo me. Like the last time we went ziplining, at the end of it, we could rappel on our own, or we could have them ease us down. And girl, please, I'm a rappel. And Chris is like, this is bullshit because now I got to rappel. I'm like, I didn't say you had to. I'm saying I'm going to. And I did. And well, of course, so did he because he couldn't be outdone by a girl. But I stretch his horizons whether he likes it or not.
Well, hopefully my aunt's still asleep, or my aunt went to sleep because she was on here earlier, like at the beginning of the live. She should be asleep by now, but I don't know. When I was young, she took me in when my mom passed away, and she is from New Mexico, and she would have peppers shipped in from Mexico to Ohio, and they would be dried peppers, so we'd have to sit at the kitchen table and peel them. I would wear gloves, and it would still seep through the gloves. My fingers would be on fire.
Oh my God.
They were so bad, and they ate such spicy food. I couldn't stand it. And like her husband was the same way that you're saying. Like he acted like he could just eat any hot pepper and all this stuff. He acted all macho. Well, when she'd get mad at him, she'd put like extra peppers in his food, like make it as hot as possible.
That is so funny.
I'm like, oh my God, you're going to kill him. She's like, shh, don't you ever tell anybody. And she did that for years to him. And
oh my girl, God. I might use that the next time he ticks me off. Oh my God.
I have some stories about peppers, let me tell you. Oh my gosh. I remember one of my aunts, she was dating this Hispanic guy, and he kept wanting her to do things to him, and she didn't want to. So she put a red pepper seed underneath her fingernail. So when she went to go down, yeah, it wasn't good. He come out of that room screaming. I'm like,
I bet he did.
You're evil.
That is hilarious. I have to remember that.
Peppers are nothing to play around with.
No, they like, people think I'm being funny. I'm like, nope, I like the lining of my mouth or my stomach. I really do, and they really will cause you some problems.
What did I do? Not too long ago, I did it. I think I did. It was a video I did. And I was putting some cayenne pepper seasoning in a dish. I can't remember what dish I was making now. And anyways, usually when I do, my seasonings, my spices, I just pop off the lid and I shake it a little bit. Well, I went to do that with the cayenne pepper, and like a whole tablespoon fell into the dish, and I was like, oh, I was like, no, and I like scraped most of it out, and I'm like, that should be good. Like it should.
Oh my God.
Me, Jazz, and Barrett sat down to eat that. That was so hot. I took like 2 bites, and I'm like, I can't. I'm like, I need milk. I need yogurt.
That is so funny.
It was so bad. And
Oh my God.
Jasmine's like,
See,
Mom.
I did that with black pepper one time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. And this was Chris's fault, because I literally was making potato salad, and I throw some black pepper in it. Well, I went to shake it in, and the freaking lid came off, and I have a lot of black pepper. Like a lot. Like, oh my God. You could not get enough out of it. He ruined it. It was all his fault.
I would have cried.
Because I don't do that. I never ever take the lid off of something and leave it off. I put it right back on.
Yeah.
So I know he did it. But
well,
it didn't matter, because the potato salad, which was for a potluck at work, by the way,
no.
was ruined. Somebody's dumbass took that shit home. They thought that, hey, can I take the? By all means, please take it. It was horrible.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have eaten it.
I don't shake that cayenne pepper anymore. I'll use a teaspoon before I shake that over my food again.
Right. Yeah, I don't ever just shake something in anymore.
I always do. I've never had a problem, but that day it was like plop. I'm like, seriously?
Well, see, I used to until then.
Mm-mm.
Apparently, as I can be taught. Sometimes I'm slow. Dave's insanity sauce.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, and I would definitely stay clear of it.
Yeah, I'm already insane. I no longer need insanity sauce.
Now, Peanuts Peppers, the like X1 that I use, it's really good. Like, I don't like overuse it either. I just put, a half a teaspoon into whatever I'm making, and it's really good. You can taste all the flavors, but if I used it more than that, my taste buds would be sticking up and burning, but it's really good if you use it sparingly.
Well, I'll let you know how the secret sauce is. We're going to hope it's not hot.
I don't think it's... We were talking the other day, me and Barrett, we have like a stink bug infection right now.
Oh.
It's like so bad. So like they crawl on the ceiling, and he'll be sitting at the computer, and they'll like literally drop from the ceiling and hit his desk or hit him in the
I hate those things.
It's so funny. So he had an old pill bottle. He just started collecting the stink bugs in the pill bottle. And some of them were alive and some were dead. And one day he was like, come here, I want you to smell something. And he like shook it. And I was like, is that the stink bugs? He's like, yeah. I'm like, get away from me. No. I was like, those are nasty. I can't stand the smell of them. And he's like, it's not that bad. He opened it up and he smelled it. He's like, oh my God. He's like, here's your new mace. Just carry this around.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, where I work, like, it used to be all wooded around it, and then they decided to expand. So they cut down all the wood, and like, there are so many stink bugs that come into where we work now, and the residents hate it. They hate it. But what are you going to do? They're like, oh, kill it. No, I'm not touching that. Because do you know what happens when you kill a stink bug?
They stink.
Yes, that's why they got their name. You do not smush them at all, ever.
It's so funny because Aslan's scared to death of them. She hates them. She will scream bloody murder like it's a spider or something. She was sitting on my bed the other night, and the stink bug was crawling up the wall. It was nowhere near her. You would have thought somebody was murdering that child the way she screamed. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? It's a stink bug. I'm like, oh my
Yeah, I won't scream over one. Now, spider, yep, I'm all about that. I don't like spiders. But please, like, I'll be like, oh my God, kill it, but don't smash it.
I'm not like that. I'm like, kill it. And I'm so scared.
No, because if you smash it, it stinks.
Well, I mean the spider.
Oh,
Yeah.
my girl likes to shut off.
Have you ever had those like little green house spiders that come into your house?
No.
We used to have, like, when I lived in another house, we used to have these green little spiders that would come in the house, and they have black eyeballs, so you could see the eyeballs, and they're like neon green spiders. I don't know what they were, but I remember when I was like 12, I went to kill it with one of my shoes, and it jumped at me, and I screamed. I'm like, oh my gosh. And that was the last time I ever tried to kill a spider. Anytime a spider comes near me, I start screaming. Barrett's like, what is wrong with you?
Girl, that is why I don't try to kill spiders, because they jump.
Yes. What?
The meatloaf I ate the other day.
What about it?
When I thought stink bug fell on it.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. So Barrett made meatloaf the other night, and he was sitting on the bed eating it, and he freaking bit into a freaking stink bug.
Oh!
I lost it. It somehow fell off the ceiling or something and hit the meatloaf, and he bit right into it. He's like, bleh!
Oh, that's horrible. That is horrible.
That was so funny.
Oh my God. No.
I don't know if you remember, but when I first started YouTube, I had ran water in the sink, and the next morning I was going to do dishes. Well, I was doing a live, and as I was freaking reaching into the sink, there was a dead mouse in there, and I screamed so loud on the
No, I did not see that one. Oh my God. No.
There's like so many people that seen that. They bring it up every once in a while. You remember that dead mouse in your sink? And I'm like, ugh.
Oh my God, no.
It was horrible.
Yeah, listen, whenever my oldest daughter was just a baby, we lived in St. Charles, Missouri. In the old part, down by the river, the part that flooded way back, people have seen many videos on it. We didn't live there then, but so we lived in Old Town St. Charles, and we had a serious mouse infestation. So I literally, I have always saved jars. Always. I empty one out, I wash it, whatever. So I had this jar sitting on the sink with a little bit of water in it, and a mouse got caught in it. You can't climb on wet glass, y'all. So this mouse is trying to get out so it doesn't drown. And now I feel guilty because this mouse is there. And it's going to drown. So I had a roommate, which was my stepbrother, or my stepbrother-in-law. He's like, well, just let it die. I'm like, no, you got to get it out of here. I'm just going to do that. I'm not going to watch it die. So he put the lid on it, took it out to the trash, and threw it out. Just because I don't want them in my house doesn't mean I want them to suffer. Everything that dies should die quickly. I'm just saying.
I agree. We got a baby. We always have mice because we're in the country. Most of the time, the cats take care of it, but sometimes one will get past them. And we had a baby mouse in the kitchen. I was screaming. I was standing on top of a chair, and Barrett's like, just grab it by the tail and throw it out the door. I was like, I can't. And he was like, you can, just do it. And I grabbed it by the tail, and it was all wiggling. I'm like, ah! And I'm screaming the whole time. I open the front door, and I'm like, whack, and I throw it out, and it takes off running. I'm like, ah! So gross.
So I will tell you, I don't believe in using a lot of poisons and stuff, but I will poison mice and rats.
I can't do that. I have too much wildlife. I have the chickens. And
Well, just in the house.
yeah.
If they're outside, I leave them alone.
Yeah, but if the mice or the rats eat that and then they go outside and the chickens are.
Oh no, they don't ever make it outside. They make it in here and we throw them away.
Huh.
And I always make Chris throw them away because y'all, I know I work in healthcare and I deal with dead people occasionally. As little as possible, I promise you. But I do not like to touch dead things. I don't care if you're a person, an animal, what. Like my own mom, when she died, we all put something in her casket, and I had a necklace, but I just could not touch her when I did it. Because I don't want to feel that cold, that I know that they are, because dead people are cold, dead animals are cold.
So I have to ask then, in your line of work, you kind of have to do that. So how do you get around
that? Actually, where I work now, if somebody dies, we call 911 or the sheriff's department. They come out, they take them away. I don't normally have to touch them.
Wow.
Before that, when I worked in skilled, I did have to do like cleaning them up and stuff like that, getting them presentable if the family wanted to come in. Normally, though, when somebody is passing away, they're passing away. And so you're watching them, and then when they're gone, you catch it pretty quick. So they're not really cold.
Yeah.
So you're still catching them pretty quick. So, I don't know. Like Chris all the time. Like, girl, I will literally be sitting here and he's at work, and I'll be like, there's a dead mouse in the kitchen. He'll be like, okay. I'm like, it'll be here when you get home. Because I'm not touching it.
That's
I'm not.
So when I first started nursing, I was like 16. I was super young. And I got to tell you this story because I think you'll get a kick out of it. I was doing clinicals in a facility, and nobody, we didn't talk about death in the classroom or anything like that. And they assigned each one of us to an aide to follow, to shadow, and to help. And so I got assigned to this one. And the first room we walked into, the patient had passed away in a recliner. And they're like,
I had one.
It was my very first time walking into a facility or anything. And I'm like, what? And I'm 16 years old. And so we had to lift the person off the recliner into bed to clean them up. And we're sitting there cleaning them up. And this person sits up in the bed, and I got flying out of the room. I'm screaming down their hall, they're not dead. They're not dead. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
They had to take me into a little office space and calm me down. I was crying. I was so upset. And they were like, well, sometimes this happens. And I'm like, well, you should have prepared me.
All right.
I'm like, you can't do this to people.
I've never had that happen, but listen. Okay, so when I first became a CNA, which I'm still a CNA, but I'm not. You learn all that stuff about postmortem care and all that when you go through CNA class, which doesn't really prepare you for it.
No.
But it was like 5 years at least before I ever had to deal with that.
Wow.
Like my poor brother, he wasn't even he barely had classes and had to deal with it. Not me. Nope, I just skated through. I don't know how I got so lucky. But then one day, I had a resident that passed away on my shift. And I really liked her. I did. And the poor little lady, she had like this splint somewhere on her body. I think it was her arm, but I'm not sure because it's been ages ago. But so, and by that time, I forgot. You know, if you don't use something that you learn, you lose it, you forget.
Yeah.
So I forgot what to do. Well, they had somebody else come in to help me. And I'm like, well, should we take the splint off? She's like, well, I'm not sure. I said, okay, I'll go ask. So I ran out. Girl, I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. I go out to ask the nurse, and she's like, yeah, go ahead and take it off. I'm walking back into the room. Had I been 3 seconds later, I would have knocked the other CNA out because she just realized she's in the room with a dead person.
By herself.
Yes. Like, oh my God, don't ever do that to me again. I'm like, what? Like, you left me in here with a dead person. I'm like, what's she gonna do to you? She's dead. She's like, don't ever do that to me again. I'm like, listen, if she is that badass that she can hurt you, that door or me being in here is not going to stop her. What the hell? Just chill.
I have a question for you. Talk about this stuff. So, how do I even ask? How long have you been an STNA or worked in long?
I'm a CMT.
Okay.
I have been one for almost 30 years.
Okay, so when you started, did they have sex rooms for your patients?
Did they have what?
Sex rooms?
No, but we have had residents that we put in bed together because that was their choice.
Did you have to help position them?
No, I never did because I would not.
So when I was like 17, the facility I worked in, they had a sex room for consenting residents. And I'm like, what's this room for? And they're like, this is for consenting residents so that they can have sex. And I'm like, really? And they were like, yeah. And if they put on the call light, you have to go in there and help position them or help them put it in. And I'm like,
yeah, they tried to tell us that too. And I'm like,
nope. Not this
one. But
one.
I said, nope. If they can't do it on their own, they don't need to have sex. I don't know what to tell you.
I was so shocked. I'm like, this is 2000. Like,
it's like my sex life ain't that fucking graphic. I'm not doing nobody else. Thank you. Girl, yeah, they tried to get us to do that. I'm like, nope. We recently had this little lady. Well, she's not little. She's like way taller than me. I'm short though, but she came out of her room at some point and fell. Now I'm on my morning med pass and I'm going down to give someone else their meds, and there she is laying in the hall. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm asking her, I got a hold of the nurse. I need you to come down. I'm like, what happened? Did you hit your head? What hurts? Blah, blah, blah. She just wants to get up. You cannot just get someone up when they fall because you don't know if they've hurt something, right?
Right.
So this lady is straight up hardcore moaning and groaning and everything hurts and blah, blah, blah. So the nurse comes down. She's like, we're not getting her up. So she calls her family. Y'all, this was straight up elderly abuse as far as I'm concerned. Her son says, I'll be there in a little bit. Don't send her out on an ambulance. Okay. An hour and a half later, he shows up. Now, this woman is laid on the floor for 2 hours. We can't get her up. because she's hurting. We don't know if she broke something. He wants us to wait. He don't want us to 911 her out. And so anyway, he gets there. He wants us to pick her up and put her in a chair and see how she feels then. I looked straight up at my charge nurses. I said, peace out. I'm out. I'm not. Nope. 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 Because if she's broke something and we lift her and hurt her worse, he's going to sue us.
Yep.
Nope. Peace. I was out. I just said, nope, I'm not. I turned around and left. So did both nurses. They're like, nope, no. So he decided to 911 her out and ended up, she didn't break anything, thank God.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you cannot just pick up people like that.
That's crazy. I remember, so Dragon in the chat saying, I see a bad prank for April 1st. I worked night shift most of my life, and oh my gosh, we used to get into so much stuff. One of the places would be so quiet and so boring. I remember I hid underneath one of, like, you have to go in and do room checks, whether there's patients in there or not. And I hid underneath one of the beds that was an empty
Oh my
room.
God.
And what my partner, the aide that I was working with, come walking in there. And when he came in to check that room,
Yeah, scared the shit out of him.
I grabbed his ankle. He screamed like a little girl and ran out.
You want to hear something really freaky?
Huh?
So I was working at a nursing facility. This is ages and ages. Oh my God, this is forever ago. And it was like a really little facility. And I actually was working as a CNA that night because they were short. I picked up. So it was me and I think there was 3 other CNAs and the nurse. And this light, we had a lady that died. Like, I mean, I wasn't working that night, but she died a few nights before. That room was on my run. So this light kept coming on. And there's nobody there. There's nobody in that room.
Yep.
And I told them, I said, y'all are messing with me. This is BS. Y'all ain't freaking me out. I'm not jumpy like that. No, nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing it. So then, listen, oh my God. Every one of us are standing at the nurse's station. Like everybody that's there is at the nurse's station. And that damn call light came on. So everybody's like, what the fuck? So I'm like, okay, we're going to go check it out. So we all go in there. Of course, I'm first because if something wants to hurt you from beyond the grave, there's not a hell of a lot you can do about it. I'm just saying, think about it.
Yep.
So I go in and I got all these people behind me. And I flipped off the light. There's nobody in there. And I turn around to leave and like I run into the people behind me. Like these guys are stacked up like fucking logs behind me. Oh my God. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? If I would have had to run, y'all are in my way. But yeah, no clue. Like everybody was up there. Nobody turned that light on.
Nursing homes and facilities and homes like that at night are the creepiest. They're so scary.
See, I work overnights. It doesn't creep me out at all.
There's a lot of weird stuff that happens at night, or at least it did to me.
Well, there's a lot of weird stuff that happens in nursing homes anyway. I mean, think about it. People die there, and I promise you, 80% of them do not want to be there. Mm-hmm. They're not happy with their life for whatever reason, whether it has to do with the nursing home or not.
Right.
What better place to be haunted?
Right. Yeah.
But see, I don't let that freak me out because I'm like, I actually feel bad that somebody would want to haunt a nursing home because your life was so disappointing to you that you can't move on.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought of it that way. It still creeps me out. I don't like anything like that though.
Yeah, I don't let it freak me out. Even that night when that light kept coming on, I really thought everybody else was messing with me, but
Yeah.
apparently not.
It's creepy.
But it's like, listen, have you ever heard of when somebody passes away, you open the window up so their spirit can leave?
Oh yeah.
So nobody did that.
Hey, Wickshire.
So we opened the window up. It never ever happened again. So
Yeah. Weird stuff you learn. I worked at this one place and it actually used to have a working morgue in the basement and that had a chute and everything. And then there was also an elevator, but it was like an old style elevator with like I don't even know what kind of door. It just like it's a metal door that is like an
yeah, like the old loft things.
yeah. I hated going down there because that's where all of our stock was, all of our wipes and depends and stuff. And that's where we'd have to go. And my partner back then, me and him worked really well together. We had a blast working together, but we were always pranking each other. And he is like, "It's your turn. I went last night. You have to go down there this time." And I'm like, "No." I was like, I don't like the dungeon. I was like, "Please." I was like, "I'll trade you residents. I'll take this person and this person if you just please go down there." He's like, "Nope, it's your turn." And I'm like, "Oh." So I went in that rickety old elevator, scared to death. I'm shaking. I'm trying to go downstairs as fast as I possibly can. You will not believe this. He goes down that freaking chute. He slides down the chute like it's a damn slide.
Oh my God.
He gets down there before me.
I guess.
And he's like hiding behind the shelves and stuff. So when I go to grab like some briefs and some wipes, he grabs me and he starts screaming. I'm screaming. I'm about to pee myself. I'm like, "You're such an asshole." Like, "I hate you."
Oh my God, that's insane. See, I worked for a place like that.
Night Mooney.
That was insane. Like they had a nursing facility and right next door. Actually, this is still a place. They had the funeral home. It's like, why would you do that? Like everybody that lives in a nursing facility already knows they're sitting there waiting to die.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Like at least make it on another block. I mean, and literally the staff would have to go downstairs to do rounds to check that everything was cooled down in the cooler.
Oh my gosh.
I never did. I never did.
I would lose my job because I'd be like, "No."
Girl, no. And I actually had a friend that used to work there like a long time ago. And he actually was depressive. He had depression. And he ended up hanging himself. I don't think it was because of the job, but I'm sure the job did not help.
Right.
But it's like, why would you do that? Yeah, they had that all there, and I'm like, nope, not on. I work with the living, not the dead.
Dragon says it cuts down on transportation costs.
I don't care what cost it cuts down on. I'm not doing it.
Oh
That is, I went to school to learn how to take care of the living, not the dead.
So I was talking to Firefly earlier today on the phone, and we were kind of having the same discussion. And I specialized in Alzheimer's, dementia, sundowners. That's what
Right.
and that's what I worked with for so many years. I did long term too, but mostly I just specialized in Alzheimer's. And I was cracking her up today because we had a lady that used to walk around and she'd like poop and then she'd like leave presents everywhere. And I remember sitting down at the nurse's station. I went to open the drawer up to get our charting books out, and I sat down, and there's like a nice little turd. I'm like,
Oh my God.
like,
That is insane. So like I live, I don't live, I work in assisted living. So, and I did skills for ages, y'all. But I work in assisted living now for the past almost 7 years. Um, and nobody is supposed to be there who cannot take care of themselves, cannot control their bowels, stuff like that.
that never
But I
happened.
go upstairs one morning. I'm because at night I have a floor and a half. That's what I deal with because it's nighttime. And I go upstairs to pass pills on the second floor, and I don't even look down the hall. I just go up. I'm popping pills. I go to give somebody their medicine, and I happen to look down the hall, and there's a resident down there, naked is the day she's born. Naked is the day she's born. And I go down. So I'm like, oh hell no. So I open up the door to the residence room. I'm going in. I set her pills in there with a cup of water. And I go on down the hall and I'm like, what are you doing? And she gave me some words, whatever she said. I don't even remember. I'm like, well, you cannot be down here because you're naked and people are going to be coming out of the room pretty soon. So we need to go back to your room. This woman literally sat in every chair down there in that little area. And then finally I'm like working. She's coming up with me. So we're coming up. I go to open up her door. And lady, I kid you not, shit smears from the door on because she took a dump in her fucking apartment on the floor. And I'm like looking at it like, what the fuck? Like, I should not have to deal with this. This is not assisted living stuff. So then I'm like, whoa, wait. Do not walk through this. Do not. So then I have to get her in her room in bed. The woman literally took a shit on her fucking kitchen floor. And then I'm down on my hands and knees scrubbing this shit up. Y'all, they do not pay you enough for this. I'm just saying.
Nope.
And I make $22 an hour, and they still do not pay me enough for this. Oh my God. I was like, you got to be kidding. Like, I was hot. I left. That's skilled nursing shit right there. Not what I do.
You know, as crazy as the stuff we put up with and doing the job and everything, I miss it so much. I miss them crazy nights.
I can't miss it. I still do it. So, but yeah, listen, the Army, Marines, all that stuff. Oh, it's not just a job, it's an adventure. They have no clue. I'm just saying. Just saying. It's all an adventure. But at least I know all my residents love me. And they're always so happy after I've been off work that I come back, which they will be tomorrow night, but whatever. It doesn't mean I ain't necessarily am because I'd rather be here doing what I do, but I still gotta work. But I love them, guys. I really do love my residents. They love me. So that's all you can hope for, y'all.
Wickshire says, if I ever end up in one, I'm coating myself in olive oil and I'm going butt naked, and good luck catching me. They can call me Slippery Bill.
Oh, honey, we'll catch you.
Oh, yeah.
We got it.
Jess, tell the story I told you. Oh, my goodness. So Firefly was telling me earlier, we were like I said, we were talking about this stuff, and her mother had to stay in a facility at some point, and a lady would go into her room. I don't even know if I can tell this whole story, Firefly. A roommate or whatever, would go in and poop in her trash can in her room.
Had that happen?
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's crazy the stuff these people do. But I mean, a lot of them aren't in their right mind either.
Yeah, most people that do stuff like that have no idea. If they were themselves, they would be shocked and embarrassed at what they're doing. So you've got to take that into consideration.
Dragon says Tiger's probably got a taser with the name Slippery Bill Catcher on it.
There you go. I'm going to bring my taser tomorrow. No.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, my God. He says he's into tasing. Oh, my God. Y'all are not right.
There's a black man I used to take care of. He's passed away a long time ago, but he was like one of my favorite residents, and he was a pimp from Alabama.
Oh my God!
He was so funny. He had that accent and everything, and he
like a serious pimp.
Yeah, and like he was mean. He would beat the heck out of the girls and stuff, and he didn't like them. Well, I didn't know why he didn't like them, because he liked me just fine. Well, come to find out, he was mean. He would like punch them and kick them and try to bite them, but they were taking his mattress and like, you know how you have to rule resident to change. Well, they were taking the mattress and just like flipping them towards the wall to change them.
What?
Yeah, so that he wouldn't hit them and stuff. Well, when they flipped them, he like hit a concrete wall. The walls were all concrete.
I'd be pissed too.
Yeah, right? Who wouldn't fight back? Well, anyways, I would go do my rounds and I'd walk in the room, you know, and look and make sure everybody's all right. And he'd be like, hey, baby, how's it going? And I'm like, it's all right. How are you? And he's like, it's good. And then the other girls would walk by and he'd be like, ho, where's my money? Give me my money, ho. I want my money. And he was like so mean and derogatory towards them. That was like just a little bit of what he would say to them. And they're like, why is he so nice to you? And he's so nasty to us. And I was like, I don't know. What do you do to him? And they're like,
imagine.
And then one day I found out what they were doing to him. I'm like, well, that's why he treats you like that.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. I had this one resident one time and he seriously should have been in a lockdown unit. Like, he totally had Alzheimer's. But we go in to change, we took him to the bathroom. And we go to get him up off the toilet. And the man literally was biting my tit. And okay, I can put up with a lot of things, but that's too much. I literally was like, no, on his forehead. Like, I'm like, no, and you're not doing that. And then, like, oh my God, like 3 weeks later, I had been out because I had surgery on my gallbladder. I come back, they're like, oh, so-and-so died. I'm like, oh, that's so sad. Oh, no, never mind, because that jackass bit my tit. I'm But
Isn't that
yeah,
funny? I think it's like so funny. Like you get the new aides in, and they're just learning and everything, and you're so used to being in there and working with the people.
yep.
Like you don't even notice the things that they do to you anymore. I remember I was training a girl, and I had a guy on the toilet, and when I went to stand him up with the gate belt and stuff, he just like reached right up my thigh and was holding onto my thigh and stuff. And she's like, "Oh my god, you let him touch you like that?" And I was like, "Touch me like what? What are you talking about?"
Right?
His hand was
He's
right in my
trying to get up.
and I was like, "He's just trying to get up. It was nothing." I'm like, oh, and I look back at those times. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh my God. So like, okay, I'd already been at like a CMT for like 4 or 5 years. And we had this brand new CNA. And we had this man who was also new. So she goes in to get him up for lunch. Well, there's a way to word things so people will get up
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to just you don't go in and say, "Do you want to get up for lunch?" You go in and you're like, "Hey, it's time for lunch. Let's get up."
Yeah.
Um, I mean, obviously, if they're flat dead set against getting up, you don't get them up, but because they have rights. But you don't you gotta play with how you word things. So anyway, she's all brand new. She goes in, asks him, does he want to get up? She comes out, she's like, oh no, he says he doesn't want to get up today. I'm like, oh no, how'd you ask him? Because he always had gotten up. I mean, he'd only been there for a few days, but I'm just saying. So she's like, well, I just asked him, did he want to go to lunch? She said, no, girl, listen, this is what you got to do. So I bring her in there. I'm like, hey, dude, it's time for lunch. Let's get up. He's like, this man seriously tells me, no, I'm not going to get up for lunch today because I'm dying. I'm like, and I tell him, oh, you know what? Everybody's dying because we all are. From the moment you're born, you're dying. I'm sorry if you don't feel that way, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And I said, let's go to lunch. He's like, okay. So we get him up and take him out to lunch. The man died at the fucking dining room table.
No way.
I'm not lying. Girl, this wasn't even 15 minutes later. So
Oh
this man dies. And this aide, who's brand fucking new, is passing trays out and goes to take him his. Well, he's dead. She freaked the fuck out, like all over the place, loudly. About, and I'm on her. I'm like, girl, you need to calm down because guess what? Everybody here is waiting to die. Shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Just shut up. We'll get him out of here. I can't believe he literally told me he was gonna die, and he did.
That's crazy.
Oh my God. So we got him back in his room and everything and did postmortem and all. But she flipped. You cannot be that kind of person. You've got to maintain. Like everybody in a nursing home is literally waiting to die. That's the hardcore truth. They're there waiting to die. You don't flip out when somebody does. Because what do you think that makes everybody else feel like?
Right.
So, and I felt really bad because this guy was really cool. I actually liked him. It sucked that he passed away, but hey, he wasn't there long. So
That's horrible.
you got to look on the bright side somewhere, right?
Yeah. I know. Kind of like at that story, I always worked the lockdown unit with the Alzheimer's patients, unless there was like somebody that called off and they were short. And then I'd work with some long-term patients and stuff like that.
Right.
And one of the facilities I had worked at for 20 years. So I basically knew everything in and out. And I got pulled to the front section one day, and it was shower day. and all the girls were fighting over who was going to give this one resident a shower. And they're like, we're not doing it. I'm not doing it. He's always making us touch his stuff when we shower him. And we had a whirlpool, so he always took a bath. And I was like, I'll give him a bath. And they're like, seriously? You don't want to do that. He'll make you touch his stuff. And da-da-da. I'm like, no, he won't. And they're like, yeah. They're like, fine, you take him. And I was like, all right. I got him in the shower. And he can walk. He is ambulatory. He can talk. There's nothing wrong with this man. And I get him in the bathroom, and he was like, I was like, you want me to wash your back? And he's like, yeah, thanks. I washed his back. And he was like, well, now you got to wash the front. I said, mm-mm. I said, you can wash your own damn family jewels.
Right.
Touching him. I said, your hands aren't broke. He laughed so hard for the next half hour. I ain't never heard nobody call him family jewels before.
That's hilarious.
He sat in that bathtub, washed his whole self up, and rinsed himself, and we got him out, and he was fine. And I'm like, I don't know what these girls are doing to you, but it ain't right.
Yeah, the thing is, they know who they can push and who they can't.
Yep.
So, like, Wickershire was saying something about getting beat up. Yeah, I've been beat up. I worked on a memory care unit, and back in the day, I could do that because it didn't bug me. It bugs me now. I can't.
Well, you're older.
I can't deal with my patients grew up with my kids, and yeah, I have none. But like, I worked on the memory care, and I was really cool with all of them. Like, and I mean, I worked as a CNA, and I also worked as med tech. But this one night there was a CNA in there, and I don't remember if she was new or not. But anyway, she went in to change or check this one guy out, and to see if he needed change. I don't remember exactly, but this dude went ballistic on her. So she comes out and asks me to come help, and I'm like, what's going on? She's like, oh, well, I was trying to change him, and he just started hitting me. I'm like, well, what'd you do? Because he was not mean like that, you know? She's like, oh, no, I went in and started checking him. I'm like, well, did you tell him what you were doing? Because, y'all, you can't just, listen, if somebody comes in my room and starts filling up my ass, I'm going to be pissed too.
Right.
So, she's like, well, no, I didn't say anything because he's sleeping. I'm like, girl, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. What do you think? What are you going to do if somebody does something like that to you? So I go in there. Now, he's already agitated.
Yeah.
Never, ever had a problem with this man before. So I go in and I'm like, tell him, hey, we need to change you. And he is hot as hell. And I literally, because I have carpal tunnel, I literally had a metal brace on my hand. And this man grabbed my arm and straightened that fucking bitch. He's like, I'm going to break your arm. I said, please do so I can go home. And he stopped as soon as I said that. He just was done. I was like, dude, just break it. I'm like, get me out of here. I'm done. And as soon as I said that, he was done. And we went on. We changed him. Everything was cool. And my brace was fucked up. But it's like, you cannot approach people. You cannot just go in somebody's room and start doing something with them and not let them know what the hell's going on. Why the hell would you ever do that?
Especially
think about how you would react.
Especially an Alzheimer patient.
Right. But I mean, anybody. Just think how you would react if somebody walked in your room, never woke you up, never said a word, and just slipped their hand up your ass to see if you're wet or dry. Do you think you're not coming out of that bed? Because I am.
Yep. I gotta go run and grab some water real quick, but I can still hear you. I'll be right back.
You're fine. I bet they did, Wickshire. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be doing that. You invented DoorDash. A different kind. But sorry about my overhead lights, y'all. I know it blinds some people. Some people have complained about it, but that's my lights. But yeah, nursing takes people who have a little bit of finesse.
That's why we're so awesome.
Hell yeah, girl. I always said they waste the Academy Awards and the Oscars on actors because medical workers are the best actors in the world because I can make you believe I'm your best fucking friend.
Right.
And not even like you. Not normally, but there's been a few. I'm just saying.
I gotta tell you this. So, freaking working the Alzheimer's unit, I used to get beat up all the time. Black eyes, fingerprints across my neck, bloody lips, all kinds of stuff. People used to think Eric used to beat the crap out of me. He hated going out in public with me after a night shift.
I bet.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't help it. But when his mom got Alzheimer's really, really bad, and I was working 2 jobs at the time, so I was working 12 to 16-hour shifts every day taking care of elderly people with Alzheimer's. He's at home trying to take care of his mom, and he's never, done any care whatsoever. And one night I'm at work, and I'd call him every once in a while on my lunch break or on a break and make sure that they were okay, because he didn't have any idea what he was doing. I'm basically training him how to be an aide. And I call him on my lunch hour, and I'm like, is everything okay? He's like, no. And I'm like, what's wrong? He was like, I got mom ready for bed. I changed her, put her in bed. He was like, everything was cool. She was snoozing, asleep. And he was like, I went in my bedroom, and I got in my bed, and I was sleeping. And he was like, did fucking mom come in here? And she's in a wheelchair. She doesn't even walk. She gets herself in the wheelchair, comes back to the bed, and tries to get in bed with me. He's like, I'd never been so scared in my life. I was laughing so hard. I couldn't even breathe. I couldn't even talk to him. I was laughing so damn hard. I was like,
I bet.
She probably thought you were your dad. She probably thought you were Clifford. And I was like, she was just trying to cuddle. She was trying to get some nookie.
Oh my God.
He's like, you're so gross.
So we had this one resident. This is so funny. It was a couple, a man and a woman, a husband and wife. Oh my God, I got hiccups again.
Hey, Moonchild.
So my brother was a CNA at one point. I was a CMT. So there's this husband and wife in a room. The husband has straight up dementia. The wife has dementia, but not, like really, really bad. Oh my God, my hiccups. So my brother goes in to take care of them. And the husband, is incontinent and everything. So he's taking care of them or him. And we're at the desk. I just finished my med pass. And you can hear this man yelling. You can't hear exactly what he's saying, but you can hear him yelling. So I go over to see what the hell's going on. And I open up the door, and there's my poor brother. Oh my God. Y'all don't think less of me. But there's my brother between this man's legs, his head. He's got him in a fucking chokehold by his leg. Screaming and yelling at his wife to run because she's next. Oh my God. And my brother is just, he can't do shit. He's captive between this man's thighs. And I just looked and I shut the door. I'm like, I'm not. My brother's like, you could have come in and helped. I'm like, nope, I really couldn't. Oh my God, I laughed so hard. And then, like, his wife was starting to get dementia. And she used to call my brother, because his name's Sam. You know, the cat in the hat thing with green eggs and ham, Sam,
Yeah.
I am. Okay. She used to chase my brother around the facility, calling him Sam, I am. Where are you, Sam? He would literally hide behind doors. I rolled. I couldn't help it, y'all. Hey, you got to take your pleasure where you can when you're in nursing. I'm just saying.
Yep.
My poor bro. He ate it. He totally ate it. But it was funny as hell to me.
Oh. Yeah, there was a lot of funny moments. I remember I was working the lockdown unit, and we had this guy. He was a short little guy. He was probably 5'4", and he probably like weighed 110 pounds soaking wet. And he decided he was going home. He ain't staying. So we were watching him all night. And then we got busy doing rounds and stuff. Somehow he snuck into the activity room, the weight room and stuff, and he got a duffel bag and he filled it with all the weights. Like, he filled the bag with all the weights. And then he got a butter knife somehow and he got out the window and he walked the whole town away to his house. And he's pounding on the door with this bag of weights. He had like 50-pound bag of weights on him. He walked.
Oh my God.
And he's pounding on his own house door. Let me in. The cops call and they're like, yeah, he's at his old house. There's new owners there and he's pounding. It's like 2:00 in the morning and we're like, oh shit. Like, how did he get out?
That is insane.
I don't even know how he even walked that far with that much weight.
Right? I'll tell you what, them little old people can step it up and put it down when they want to.
Oh yeah, they're strong. I think the worst right hooks I get from are the little old ones, the tiniest ones.
Oh my God. So we had this one guy, he was German. And like, of course he had dementia. And like, so even though he lived in this country for ages, Jesus, I got to stop these hiccups. He reverted back to German, right? So every day we would go and pick up the water pitchers to be washed and then pass them back out. So we go and do that. My daughter, who is a brand new NA, she's not even certified. She's just a nurse assistant. She's helping me do this. So this, like, we've already passed or picked up that hall that he's on. We're all the way over on the other hall. He comes over and he's trying to take a water pitcher off the cart. It's not his, because those are already in the kitchen. And I tell him, I'm like, no, you can't have this. This belongs to somebody else. Yours is being washed. We'll pass it back out when it's done. You cannot reason with anybody with dementia.
Nope.
You cannot. This man, and I just had oral surgery on my upper jaw. Oh, like, I literally had stitches in my mouth. And he punched me in the face. And I'm not even trying to hit him back. I kept saying, no, you can't do this. No, you can't do this. And I looked at my donor and I said, take the cart and get in this room right now. Shut the door. A nurse had to pull this man off of me. Like and this was a big man. Like he was like way taller than me, weighed way more than me at that point. I could probably outweigh him now, but at that point, like he seriously was dedicated to beating the fuck out of me over a water pitcher.
Yep.
And I had to have two charge nurses come down to get this man off of me. Never tried to hit him, nothing. You know what administration did? They asked me what I did to piss him off.
Yep.
And I looked at them and I said, I did what you told me to do. And then my two charge nurses are like, all she was doing was picking up water pitchers like you told her to do. She never tried to hit him. And she just had major oral surgery. You're going to be lucky if she don't sue you. Then they're like, oh, are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whatever, bitches. Whatever.
That reminds me, I was working in a facility on a lockdown unit, and their nurse's station was like a square, like a big square. And on each side of the nurse's station, they had like a swinging door that you could lock. And one of the guys, he was mad because we took his water pitcher as well. And it was only 2 aides on that unit. The nurse had to work the other units. So she was gone for long periods of time and we couldn't reach her. And this guy comes flying out of that bed. He was probably like 6'4" and weighed 300 pounds. Like he was a big guy. And he come after us. I never jumped over a door so fast in my life. The other aide, she was a lot chunkier than me back then, so she's like running. She's trying to get around to the other side of the door. She finally gets the other side of the door unlatched and in there, and we're both like hiding in the middle of the nurse's station. Like,
oh my God.
He's like trying to come over the desks and everything at us. We're like screaming. We're like, oh my God. We're like stuck in there for like an hour.
Right.
And finally the nurse comes down and she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to get beat down.
Yeah, it's crazy when you deal with dementia patients. But, it's what we do.
I've never had the fastest reflex I've ever had working in places like that.
Oh, hell yeah, girl. We had a man that it didn't happen to me. It happened to somebody I worked with. He had a flashback. He was a war veteran. Mm-hmm. He had a flashback and like he literally had this aide barricaded in his room over a flashback because he thought somebody was trying to get him. She couldn't get out. It was insane. But see, that's what medical professionals deal with, y'all.
Yeah. I remember one of the units that I worked on was a lockdown unit, and back then they didn't really have a lot of policies or anything. So they only had one aide on the lockdown unit. There was no nurse. There was no partner. You didn't have another aide down there. You were just locked down there by yourself.
What?
Yeah. And this was years ago. But I was the only one working on that unit one night. And there's like, it's a one long, huge hallway. And at one section, it's locked off. And then the nurse's station's on the outside of the door. And then there's another door down that way. So I'm locked down with all these residents. I think there was like 17 of them down there with me. And I work night shift. So most of them slept, through the night. So they assumed that only one aide needed to be down there. Well, one of the residents that was down there, who's an old farmer, strong as heck, he was corn-fed, strong all his life. And, I mean, he grew up in, the 70s and 80s and stuff, and they did a lot of boxing and stuff like that. I don't know. I guess you would call it illegal boxing. They'd box under, make money. Fight club type of thing. Yeah. So he was used to fighting and working hard. he had Alzheimer's really bad and he was incontinent. And I woke him up and I'm like, you need to go to the bathroom. And while you're in the bathroom, I'll change your bed sheets. And he's like, okay. And he walked away. So I had my back turned. I'm stripping his bed. I'm starting to make his bed. I'm bent over, putting the fitted sheet on. He comes out and I didn't even realize he came out. He grabs me by the back of the neck and literally pushes my head down into the bed. And he like starts grinding on me. And I'm like, get off of me. I'm like, you better get the fuck off me right now.
Oh my God.
It was horrible. I finally got him off of me. I went out. I was screaming at the nurse. I'm like, this is bullshit. Nobody should be down there alone. It was horrible. And after that day,
I bet it was.
huh?
I said, I bet that was horrible.
Yeah, it was bad. And then after that day, they changed the policy. There had to be 2 people on that unit at all times. I said it should have been that way from the get-go. Like, that's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I've never been on an Alzheimer's unit that didn't have 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, this Alzheimer's unit, it probably was the first one I ever worked on. It was a lockdown unit, first one I worked on. We had this man he really seemed like he was with it 99% of the time, but it was that 1%. He played a guitar. Like he was awesome playing the guitar. So he had an acoustic in his room. His family gave it to him. Everything was cool. I don't know. Just so you know, this is not a good idea. This is a recipe for disaster. So this man was with it enough to watch the visitors that were coming out, put the code in to get out, and he just put it in and came on out. Now he has his guitar in his hand. And we're trying to get him to go back in. He does not want to be in there. Imagine. He starts swinging that guitar around.
Gosh.
Girl, I turned around and went to the administrator's office and I said, you need to come out here and deal with your resident. I am not getting hit by a fucking guitar in the head. Never, ever, ever gonna happen. Best come deal out here with this. This is your resident. You are in charge. Come deal with your shit.
Yep.
And she did. I mean, we finally got him in there, but the dude starts swinging a guitar around. I'm like, oh my God, y'all let him have a weapon. Which we never thought of it as a weapon until that point. But it's like, what the fuck?
I have to agree with Moonchild. She says that she loves her listening to her vet story. That was like one of my favorite things about going into the long-term facilities is listening to all their stories.
Oh yeah, I love my residents.
I learned so much about canning and gardening and preserving things and making shine and all kinds of stuff from them. They're definitely a library. Definitely a library of knowledge. I love.
Oh my God! Like I think I just actually told this story on Chad's the other night. I literally, where I work now, had a resident. He's passed. His wife's still there. She is so awesome. But he literally invented the first flying car. And it is patented. And I can't remember which car company bought it, but they bought it. Like I've seen the news because I researched it because people tell you shit, but I researched it. This man literally, seriously patented the very first flying car.
That's crazy. That's awesome, though.
So you don't ever know what these older people are going to tell you. You don't know what kind of knowledge they're going to impart to you. Mm-hmm. And they deserve to be respected and taken care of, right? Yep. So, I mean, that's why most people, not all, I'm just saying, are there to take care of them and respect them.
Yeah. That's why I have so many back issues, because I couldn't leave them. I took care of them for 20 years. I could not. I knew I should. I knew my back was getting bad, but I couldn't walk away. I loved them too much.
See, that's why I switched to assisted living.
Well, assisted living is just as bad. They accept anybody that's long term as well.
Well,
At
not
least here.
normally, but it's getting that way where I work now.
Yeah, it's
Where
not.
I work now, when I first started there, like if you could not there's no, every place says there are no lift facility. Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Let somebody fall on the floor and see what happens. But when I first started where I'm at now, there was like, seriously, you very rarely ever had to pick anybody up. And they pretty much took care of themselves. You might have to get a couple of people up at night to remind them to go to the bathroom so they didn't get, be incontinent all over the place. But yeah, it's gotten worse in the past couple of years. But
Not
that's the way healthcare is going. So
the assisted living has been like that for 10 years here. They have Hoyer lifts, assist stands.
we don't use none of that.
It would be nice if they had an assisted living that didn't do all that, but they all do.
Yeah, we don't. We don't have sit-to stands. We don't have Hoyers.
Moonchild.
We actually had a lady that weighed, oh my God, at least 300 pounds, if not more. She just recently passed. But when she fell, we literally called the fire department to come pick her up.
Yeah. We've done that a few times with a couple of residents. Moonchild says, I ruptured my disc at the beginning of my second year of being an CNA. Yeah, see, and I've got 4 ruptured discs.
Blew my knee out. I'm going to have knee replacement surgery at some point in my life. And they told me that. And I told them, when I can't walk, we'll talk about it.
All right, Dragon. Have a good night. Have a good week. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Love you, Dragon. See you later.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys are still working with a ruptured disc and knee problems. I can't do it. There's no way I could do it.
Yeah, I blew my knee out ages ago. Oh my God. Like, we had a resident who had a stroke. So he had a strong side and a weak side. And we were transferring him, and his good leg gave out in the middle of a transfer, and I blew my knee out. And I still deal with it. Like, I can't just run down the steps. I have to take one step at a time and never bend this one knee to go downstairs, even though I can walk and it's just fine. But bending your knee to go down a set of stairs is different than just walking. You put way too much weight on it. And they told me I'm going to have a knee replacement surgery someday. And I'm like, when I cannot walk on it, I will visit that. So here I am, 58 years almost. And which that's been like 20 years ago, because that was right at the beginning of my career.
Wow. I'm so sorry, Firefly. That's messed up. It's sad. She said her mom's long term requires 2-person Hoyer, and a lot of times they just leave her in bed because there's not enough staff to get her up.
That's bullshit.
Yes, it is.
That's bullshit. I don't care how much staff they have. They should always make sure she gets up at least once a day.
Yep.
That is bullshit. I had this little lady, well, she wasn't little, but I had this lady that was a total Hoyer, total dependent care. I'm not going to tell you what her name is because that's HIPAA. But this lady was so awesome. And apparently at some point in her life, she had been sexually assaulted. So when you would go in to take care of her, she'd be like, rape, 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 and all that. And I'd be like, no, 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 that's not what's happening. And she'd go on, she'd be like, get the sheriff, get the sheriff. I'm like, the sheriff's, I would talk to her. The sheriff's busy. We'll get my gun. There's no bullets. There's no bullets. And she would get so aggravated at me, and I loved her to death. Which, I mean, I wasn't there when she passed away. I was not at that facility anymore. And I was there for like 4 years, so that does something. But she was so awesome. She literally, I had a boyfriend that worked there. Oh my God. She grabbed him by his man parts. I'm trying to be correct. And yelled snake. And I'm like, no, not really. No, it was so funny. That's another one I closed the door on, y'all. So you know. I'm like, okay, this is on you. But yeah, nobody should ever be left in bed because they don't have enough staff. I threatened to CNA one time to put them through the wall because they wouldn't help me. It takes 2 people for a Hoyer lift. If somebody can come over to my hall to get me to help them on theirs, they can come over to mine. And if they tell me they can't, I'm going to put you through a brick wall.
I got fired from a job for putting an aid through a wall. That was in my younger, feistier days.
Girl, I'm 58 almost, and I'm still feisty as hell. I had this one aide, and she still remembers me to this day because my daughter, or not my daughter, my sister talks to her. But she used to come over to my hall all the time to ask me to help her get her people up because, we have teams.
Mm-hmm.
And our team members would all go to lunch, and then we had what we had. And I would go and help her because, I was a new CNA. Like, I don't even know if I was certified at this point. But so then one day I'm like, hey, can you come help me get so and so and so and so up? She's like, oh, I can't leave my hall. Bitch, you just came off your hall to ask me to help you. Well, no, I can't come off my hall. I said, and I backed her up against the wall. I said, do not ever come over to my hall again and ask me to help you. Because I promise you, you will be through this concrete wall. I listen, y'all. I can say some crazy stuff about my residents and all, but I love everybody I take care of. I respect them. Even if they tick me off to the nth degree where I want to pull my hair out and maybe punch them, which I never would. But you do not get to ignore people like that. That's been like y'all don't even know, I've worked 36-hour shifts because somebody called in and I was on a 12-hour shift and I stayed, and then I had to work the 12-hour shift after that.
Yep.
You cannot just say no when this ain't McDonald's. Who cares if your hamburger don't get flipped? This is not that. Somebody's got to be there for these people.
Yep.
So do not play with me when it comes to my residents.
Yep.
And they don't even have to be mine. They have to be in my building.
Right.
That's it.
I know the aide that I was talking about, she was working the shift before me, so I was taking a report from her, and I asked her how so-and-so was doing. He had C. diff, and he was incontinent, of course, and he also had a cold, and he had a lot of stuff going on, and I asked how, well, he's fine, and I was like, all right, well, usually you're supposed to walk in the room to do a round, but because he had C. diff, I didn't walk into that room at that moment. After she left the hall, I walked in the room. She hadn't touched him all 12-hour shift. Not touched him, not once.
See, that stuff ticks me off so bad.
And he was a really tall guy, so he needed to be moved up in the bed. When I walked in, his ankles were over the bed rail, like completely off the bed. I was so mad. Before she clocked out, I told her, I said, you need to come here. And she was like, what? And I walked in there. I was like, you haven't touched him all shift. 12 hours to let him lay like this. She's like, no, I didn't. You're a liar. You don't know what you're talking about. I said, yeah, I can tell. And she put up a fight, and we ended up getting into a fist.
Was there rings?
Yep. So anyways, we ended up getting into a fist fight. I got escorted off the property. Yeah.
Well, I have literally told people, I can tell, because I've been doing this a long time, y'all. I can tell if somebody's going to make it or not. There you go, Moonchild, brown ringed. Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
I can tell if they're going to make it or not. I have literally told people, that's okay, do what you do, because you ain't going to be here long. With my DON, Director of Nursing, for those who don't know, standing in the elevator with me, and she'd be like, Mary, be nice. I'm like, oh, that was nice, because if you weren't standing here, it would have been way worse.
Right. Yep.
Listen, y'all, when it comes to taking care of people, I don't put up with no shit. Like, I promise you, I say some stupid effed up shit at work or to myself or maybe to somebody else that works with me, but I take care of them people like they are my family. Because that is literally what they become. Because their families, 99% of the time, no longer care. They're just waiting for them to pass away.
Yep.
So they don't have to deal with it.
Wickshire,
so somebody's got to care about them. And I do.
Wickshire said earlier, do not become attached to patients. I'm sorry, but if you're not human,
you can't help it.
Can't. They become your family. Actually, you're around them more than your own family if you're a good agent.
Yes.
So there is no way of not getting attached.
Oh, you can't help it. If you really care about who you take care of, you can't help it. Yep. I have this one little lady. I call her Sunshine all the time. It's like, hey, Sunshine. And she calls me her love. She's like, if I could pick somebody to replace my mom, she would be it. Like, she's my second mom. But yeah, you have, and it's really hard. It is hard when they pass away.
Yep.
Like, I just had this one pass away, and it was a shock. Like, she went out, 911, not while I was there, but I already knew something was going on with her.
Right.
And she passed away at the hospital, which I was surprised. I really was. I figured they'd diagnose her with CHF, get it under control, everything would be cool, she'd come back. That's not what happened. So if you don't care about the people you take care of, like they're your family, then you're slacking.
Yeah, it's
really slacking.
And it's very infuriating, the newer generation coming in there, and they're not there for that. They're there for a paycheck, and that's it. And it's really frustrating.
Oh my God, I got in so much trouble one time. Not where I work now, but in another facility, because they had so many young people who were literally just there for a paycheck. Yeah. And I actually said in the break room one time, it's like, well, you get paid the same whether you work or not. Whether you do your job or not, you get paid the same. Right. I got in trouble for that. But that's the way they were letting them do. And oh my God, I'm so glad I don't work there anymore because they are so much worse now. I don't even know how they haven't been shut down, but
Yeah.
it's like anybody who gets in this profession, this is not about money. This is about caring about people.
Yep. I remember this facility that I worked at, it was a little tiny one. It was a country facility. And they took all like the patients that nobody else would take. It wasn't a very big home because they were such troublemakers.
Right.
But they were so small that they didn't have like backup generators or anything like that. And one summer, I think it was like 2012, 13, something like that, we had a really bad summer and the power was out for like 2 weeks here. Like everybody was out of ice. Like everybody's rushing around trying to get generators. It was horrible. And this facility had no generators. The freaking laundry was piled to the ceiling. It was so nasty and sweaty and stinky in there. It was horrible. And everybody kept calling off. So it was me and my partner. We worked 2 days straight. We were so exhausted and so tired. We couldn't come home. We couldn't shower. There was like nothing. It was horrible. And those poor residents had to live like that. They couldn't leave. They couldn't get out of it. It was so bad. And I remember I was just coming home and I was just jumping in the creek taking my baths because it was just so bad. I was so exhausted after 2 days. I mean, we worked 2 days straight. It was horrible. And they still were calling us, blowing us up. You need to come back to work. We need help. And we're like, no, 2 days straight. That's it. We can't, like, we love them people, but we need our time. We need some sleep. Like,
Yeah.
and that, I remember that second day that I worked that full shift or that full day. I was so tired. I was just trying to get home as fast as I could. And I was doing like 60 and a 20 mile per hour.
I bet.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad. And thank God the sheriff that pulled me over, because out in the country, the sheriff that pulled me over was so understanding. He was like, why are you driving so fast? And I told him what was going on. And he was like, oh yeah. He was like, I definitely know what it's like to work shifts like that. He was like, this time I'm giving you a warning. He's like, next time I'll give you a ticket. He's like, just get home and go to sleep. I was like, thank you so much.
Right.
So bad.
Yeah.
I quit
So,
not
like,
long after that. We were just freaking worked to death at that place.
they do that, and most nursing facilities work you to death. I mean, I don't care. You can work at the best nursing facility in the world. They are always understaffed.
Mm-hmm.
And usually the reason they're, girl, I wish I owned one, but then I don't. They're understaffed because they don't take into account that you hire young people who don't want to work. And they call off all the time.
Yep.
Luckily, where I'm at, 99% of the people are older, so they don't call off that often.
Right.
But we still have some younger ones that do. But it's like, I don't know. You just, like, I'm going to be straight honest. I don't bemoan everybody that dies. Number one, they're getting out of the situation they're in. They're not suffering. I've been shocked by a few.
Yeah.
But they're still not suffering any longer. Like, y'all, literally, when I started where I'm at now, I promise you the first 10 people that died, I found. Like, I felt like the harbinger of death. Like,
Horrible.
oh my God, if I come into your room, you're going to be dead. Like, it was horrible. I literally told them, if I find one more person dead, I'm done. I can't keep doing it like that. This is not what I signed up for. But yeah, my very first person there literally got up from dinner, went to the bathroom, and died in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
from a massive coronary. We actually thought maybe he choked on something, but we couldn't find it. So, because we're assisted living, you call the cops, they come out, they investigate, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that was the first one. Like, I found several. I had one lady that I literally was joking with before lunch, and after lunch, when I went to take her 1:00 pill, she was dead.
That's crazy.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, seriously.
Yeah.
But I mean, people die when it's time for them to die.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know that, so I don't take it to heart too much.
Yeah.
Except for when I'm the only one finding dead people.
Right.
But yeah, if you're not in nursing to care about people, then you need to rethink your profession.
Yeah. 100% agree. Well, you guys, I'm gonna have to hop off here. It's way past my bedtime. My body.
Mine too.
So I want to thank you so much, Tiger, getting up here and
Thank you.
I had fun. I hope you did too.
I did too. Yes.
So
This has been awesome.
it has. So I thank you everybody in the chat. And until next time, stay happy, healthy, and safe.
Hey, y'all take it easy.
Bye.